Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Welcome to another episode of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at some updates to some favorites of mine anyway, and I think of yours too. We got some release dates coming out, a bunch of things in the news, a couple rumors, and then what the heck did Nintendo release this morning? We're going to jump into all of it right now. So first up, Vampire Survivors is putting out an update that is going to be adding co-op. Here is their post on X. It says the wait is nearly over. Online co-op is coming to Vampire Survivors on PC and consoles this autumn. Yes, it's autumn right now, is what they said. Dial-up tones will not be included. Come back next week for another new announcement. So PC and consoles. Now, if you go through the thread, somebody asked, is it going to be crossplay? They said not yet. They are hoping they can get it to that point. But either way, they have a video out showcasing 4 players. You can go anywhere you want with your player, and your teammates are doing the same thing. You're not locked to one screen like when you're playing local co-op. Everybody can go off and do their own thing. I don't know exactly what's going on as far as like how do people level up. And I know these guys love this game. I know the community is very important to them. So I'm fairly certain it's going to be one of those things where it doesn't matter if you're in, my game, you're still going to be leveling up. That is my assumption anyway. Fingers crossed that ends up being the case. I have a hard time believing it wouldn't be. Crossplay is something that would also be amazing, but I know a lot of the people that I play this game or that I talked about this game with, they are on Switch. So if you guys want to get some games, let me know. I am looking for a squad. I posted that on X when I quote tweeted this, and I've already seen a number of people say they want to get in and be a part of that squad. So cannot wait to get more information on this, but I definitely will be playing it. Now, speaking of this game and any game really, if you're watching this, I have my new layout. This is going to be the layout going forward for the News Minute. I'm going to have gameplay as B-roll and then me in just a smaller window. You guys can choose the game. Let me know if there's a game, as long as it's in my library and I can get 30 minutes with it and get it recorded. You can choose the game that you see on the B-roll. And Vampire Survivors, honestly, kind of a fun game to watch. A lot going on the screen. You're currently watching some time trials that I did on Mario Brothers Circuit on Mario Kart World. So if you want a game as the B-roll, you can choose. Just let me know in the comments, either on YouTube, Spotify, or you can hit me up on Discord. And that would work as well. Now, continuing on with the news here, Power Wash Simulator 2 reveals Nintendo Switch 2 release date and a new trailer. So I'm looking at Nintendo Everything right now. It says Future Lab has announced that Power Wash Simulator 2 is heading to Switch 2 on October 23rd. That's this month. The sequel takes players back to Muckingham with a brand new campaign featuring fresh locations, improved visuals, enhanced equipment, and additional features. Co-op play returns, and for the first time, local split screen is supported. Just like the original, the goal is to turn dirty environments into clean and relaxing spaces. You can take a look at the overview below. And they kind of summarized it all right there. We'll hit a couple of these that we didn't mention. It looks like there is going to be a scissor lift, so you can scale buildings, which is super cool. Multi-stage jobs where you think you finished. Surprise, there's more to clean. Some jobs expand mid-wash, unlocking new areas on the fly. Home-based customization, restore furniture, decorate your HQ, and keep your base clean-ish. You earned it. A career mode, take on 38 jobs. Soap, nozzles, and tools. You can upgrade your washer, load out with adaptable nozzles, surface cleaners, and yes, foamy soap. And cat companions. Cat companions are back. Ulysses and her kittens are back, following you on jobs and expecting to be petted often. So there you go. There is a new trailer for Power Wash Simulator if that is one that is on your radar. Nintendo explains why it made a Switch 2 edition of Kirby and the Forgotten Land. And so this is again from Nintendo Everything. It says, after originally released in 2022, Kirby and the Forgotten Land saw new life this year with a Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Not only did it offer technical improvements for the main game, but a new Star-Crossed World campaign was added. Let's see. Kai, or I think it's Kai Ninomiya, I think I said it right. You guys will always let me know in the comments. A producer at Nintendo has spoken about the decision to bring back Kirby and the Forgotten Land for its Switch 2 edition. He mentioned in an interview with the Japanese magazine Nintendo Dream that they wanted to expand the world even further. And then the opportunity could be, that opportunity could be realized with the new console. It was also stated how there was a desire to get Kirby on Switch 2 as quickly as possible. Ninomiya Ninomiya said during the interview, originally, we had thought it would be fun to expand the world even further, but we hadn't been able to put it into practice. Then the idea of the Switch 2 came up, and we were delighted to launch the project, as we felt that we could make use of its capabilities to expand the world in an appealing way. From there, we worked at a rapid pace to develop the game so that it could deliver the Kirby experience on the Switch 2 as quickly as possible. Kirby and the Forgotten Land Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus Starcross World is available now. And I will say that the time I have spent with this game, I completed the game recently, and as you guys know, and now I'm digging even more into Starcrossed World. It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun, and like I said on probably a week ago or so, maybe 2 weeks, this is such a great game if you have little kids that are wanting to game with you. So if you're a mom or dad, you've got little ones, and you want them to be able to experience a game that, like, it doesn't really matter where they go, what they do. Waddle Dee will always get, or Bandana Dee will always get uh, uh, transported to where Kirby is at, so that you don't have to constantly be worrying about what they're doing and then pulling you off screen, that kind of stuff. And it works fantastic. Next up, Nintendo Switch Online adds Mario's Super Picross and Mario Party 3 icons. So I got a Nintendo Everything article here. It says Nintendo Switch Online is ringing in October with new icons for Mario Super Picross and Mario Party 3 icons. This goes for both Nintendo Switch 2 and Switch. Both of these are play to unlock rewards, but it's actually pretty simple. All you need to do is start up the SNES app and play Mario's Super Picross for a second, and those icons will be made available to you. The same goes with Mario Party 3 on the N64 app, and you'll be good to go if you want to pick up some of these icons. I will say that the Mario's Super Picross icons are kind of cool. You got Mario with like a hammer and a chisel, and it's a very classic, like hand-drawn art style, so I'm always a fan of that. So they'll probably be ones that I end up picking up. Moving on into the rumor mill, Red Dead Redemption 2 port for Switch 2 really does exist. It's claimed. We're at Nintendo Life right now, and they've got some posts from X that are pulled up, and somebody is tweeting at Nate the Hate. It says, "Are you absolutely certain with full confidence Red Dead Redemption 2 Switch 2 Gen 9 updates exist? Realistically, we have October and November. After that, it's likely full steam ahead for marketing on GTA." Nate says, yes, they exist. I have no update on timing for release. So there you go. And Red Dead Redemption 2, one of those games I've never played, but it's kind of funny. A few years back, I was in a car accident and had to go to physical therapy. And my physical therapist was this older guy who absolutely loved Red Dead Redemption 2. It was like his main game, his only game that he played, he did not come across as a gamer whatsoever. But the moment I mentioned gaming, he started talking about Red Dead Redemption 2 and how much he loved it. And so I've seen so many different clips. It's honestly an amazing game. Like, I completely get the appeal, and I would love to see it make its way over to Switch too. I've never played it. Obviously, I could pick it up on other systems or PC, but this seems like a perfect fit for a game on the go, and to see what Rockstar is able to do when it comes to more modern games on the Switch 2 hardware. So, would love to see this one get some kind of announcement sooner than later so that we can start playing it. We can start playing it on Switch 2. I am ready. But according to Nate Haight, it is happening. It's and it does exist. So we'll just have to wait and see when it does get officially announced. Next up, Turtle Beach unveils a new range of officially licensed Switch 2 accessories, controllers, cases, and more. It says pre-orders are now available. And so I'm over at Nintendo Life, taking a look at some of these cases and controllers. Some are wired, some are wireless. The only one that really, really jumps out to me, they have like a big Switch 2 case if you're wanting to take everything with you, dock and everything. But they have a Super Mario Brothers case that again is kind of that classic hand drawn Mario, and you can see Mario jumping for a superstar with some Goombas looking at him, and it's kind of like that modern with retro look that Wonder had, and that's how this case looks. It basically is fully surrounded by the bricks from Super Mario Brothers, and then a handful of them are kind of broken out, and you can see this scene behind where there's a superstar that Mario's jumping for. There's a super mushroom, and then some Goombas down below and a question mark block. So it's a really fun little scene. I honestly like. I'm kind of a sucker when it comes to Switch 2 cases. My Switch 1 case that I loved that I hope they would redo for Mario Kart World. They haven't yet. It just had all of the fake brands that are all throughout uh, the Mario Kart series. Bowser's oil or whatever the case may be. Luigi's tires I can see on screen right now, and so I love that kind of stuff. And I currently have a Mario Kart World case. I like it. It just looks like the box art, like the cover for the box art, and it's fine. But I love when they start getting real creative with this stuff, and this is a super creative case, and it is for Switch too. And for the longest time, I used a classic looking like it had said it's dangerous to or not dangerous to go alone, but thank you Mario, but your princess is in another castle, something along those lines. It was the scenes from Super Mario Brothers 1. So I love seeing that kind of stuff on cases because it makes me happy. And so this one is pretty cool and one that I would definitely keep on my radar. Moving on, Nintendo Music adds 2 Paper Mario albums, but there's a catch. This is according to Nintendo Life. It says the fan favorite Paper Mario Thousand Year Door made its grand return last May in an update, and in an update on the Nintendo Music app today. The game's soundtrack has finally been added. This includes not only the Switch version of the soundtrack, but also the original GameCube album. The Switch album is apparently loaded with a whopping 275 tracks, and there are 111 songs for the classic GameCube release. Now, before you begin your jam session, just so you know, Nintendo won't be releasing any new tracks on the service next week. It didn't provide a specific reason for this, but there's a national holiday in Japan next week. It skipped weekly updates previously, which also lined up with public holidays. If you didn't play Paper Mario Thousand Year Door back in the day or haven't tried out the Switch version just yet, be sure to check out our review. Oh, that's on Nintendo Life. I was going to say, like, are they worried about like music tracks potentially being spoilers? That's something that I've always kind of wondered. Like, if they worry about some of these different titles potentially being spoilers, like when brand new games came out. Like, I was kind of shocked that we see Bonanza music. It ended up getting on there so quickly after the release, but they're probably they're probably careful with the way they title these so that that doesn't end up being an issue. There is a little blurb here. It says, for 20 years, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door has been held as the best Mario RPG of all time, and the Switch remake proves it has earned that title. This is a fantastic RPG adventure. This is from the review for Nintendo Life. If you guys haven't picked this game up, whether you're a Mario fan or not, with some of the best in class combat, brilliant writing, and a few little creases ironed out to make this the definitive way to play Thousand Year Door. So there you go. If you haven't picked up Thousand Year Door yet, and you're hungry for an RPG, definitely go check that one out. Definitely go check it out. And if you love the music, now you can you can pump some iron, or maybe make your commute a little less miserable by listening to the soundtrack. Okay, now we're into the final topic of the day, and everybody is a bit shocked by this one. So let's dive into it. So the title from Nintendo Life reads, Nintendo goes full Pixar and strange new animated short film close to you. And I saw this much earlier this morning. I just assumed it was a trailer for a game that I probably wasn't interested in, right? Like I didn't even click on it because I'm like, I don't know what this is. It wasn't until the I was on X and saw the post and was like, oh, this is something from Nintendo, not just a trailer for, like an indie game or something like that. Taking a look at the article, it says Nintendo released a surprise new short film called Close to You, and it's not what we expected from the House of Mario. Initially shared on the Nintendo Today app. Yeah, that's where I saw it initially. I didn't even click it. But now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, well, wait, they don't typically put a lot of third party stuff on there. Maybe some, but it's very much first party focused. So I probably should have been paying a little more attention. But it was initially shared on the Nintendo Today app before cropping up on YouTube and socials. The short follows a baby that learns to take its first steps via magic of a sentient dummy or pacifier, if you'd rather. It feels very Toy Story. The animation style has a big Pixar energy to boot. But the strangest part of it is how it feels very un-Nintendo. There's no Mario to be seen. The baby doesn't stumble past some Joy-Con at any point. There's not even a Pikmin cameo, which may not be true. May not be true because um, if you pay attention, yeah, and they mention it in the article here too. So uh, it says, or is there? It feels like there's just something missing in this short. Don't you get the impression that we should be seeing something carrying the dummy or pushing the blocks? Oh, they refer to in the UK a pacifier as a dummy. I was like, wait, what? Um, and what's kind of funny, my grandmother was would could speak fluent German, and she always referred to a pacifier as a Lucci. So completely not related to gaming, but that is what she referred to pacifiers as, was a Lucci. So yeah, so this pacifier is like kind of wandering around the room, and you're like, what is going on? At one point you can see like two separate things are pulling on the pacifier. It's stretching out, and then like the baby kind of slams down, and it just kind of ends up going towards the right, as if like the whatever was pulling it on the left got smashed. And so, taking a look at the article, it says there's something missing in the short. We don't you get the impression that there should be something carrying the dummy, pushing the blocks? Okay, we do spy something moving under the bed in the background at around 138. So yeah, if you watch closely at 138, it looks like something small and red is kind of like moving under the crib. They also say the music sounds a little too Pikmin coded, and they do have a screenshot of the red blob, whatever it is, moving in the background. Um, they go on to say that the whole thing has a whiff of an invisible Pikmin scheme to us, but that's just a theory. Whether it turns out to be something bigger, we'll just have to wait and see. So here's what I will say about this video. One, I put out a tweet within the replying to Nintendo saying this is where all the ghost Pikmin go to live. It's spooky month, right? And took and posted a picture of all the different ghost Pikmin. If you guys have played Pikmin or you've seen them, you've played all of them are on Smash. When they die, they turn into little ghosts. And they just float into nothing. And so I'm like, well, that's interesting. Like that could potentially be what we're seeing. maybe there are like I don't know Pikmin lore and stuff all that well. I've played through like Pikmin 3, I think is the only one I've done. And so, you know, maybe maybe they can be invisible potentially. I don't know. The thing that's strange is I feel like all the items we see Pikmin with, they're not so small that you wouldn't be able to see them. And in this short, you don't see them. So what are they a ghost? Are they invisible? What is actually happening here? I then went on for like just in my mind speculating further that what if there was some kind of Luigi's Mansion tied in with Pikmin, but it was, you know, freeing all the Pikmin ghosts from something. Maybe they got trapped by somebody and Luigi's out here trying to free all the ghosts. Maybe some of them are haunting, Mario or what I don't who knows the direction that they take it, but it would be funny to see some of these IPs like overlap even more than what they do. But I think it's worth noting that when it comes to Pikmin, Nintendo has done this before. Not necessarily so uh like they weren't trying to hide anything, but they have invested a decent chunk of change, I would say, in Pikmin short films. Like there are videos out there that are very impressive when it comes to and I can remember one off the top of my head. It's like a Pikmin. There are a bunch of Pikmin at like a construction site, and they're dealing with pipe and and they're done very well. They are very like very fun little short films, and this very much seems to be very similar. Very similar. It's just the strange thing is that they're invisible and they're also interacting with people. So that's kind of strange. Now, if it's not Pikmin at all, well, what is it? And I will say this: after thinking about the potential of being Pikmin or the possibility of some kind of a new IP, I'm ready for it. Do these characters look like they could be from the Mario movie? Is this the way like is this the way something is going to be introduced that's tied to the new movies? I'm there's so many questions. I have so many questions. But this art style and the little story behind it of just this baby learning to walk, the mom like essentially getting like a telephone call and then leaving the baby in the room alone, and then the toys and the blocks, like there's a rattle and some blocks that start moving on their own, and then again the pacifier is dropped, and then something is clearly picking it up and moving it around. So like we are at the beginning of spooky month. Is this somehow related to a Luigi's Mansion? I don't know. There's just so much to speculate when it comes to this, and there's virtually no answers. There are a few, like some people have done a few more deep dives on this little trailer, and they're fairly certain they're seeing Pikmin like on like a chalkboard, and it looks like they're kind of like drawn with chalk. So it could be this could be pointing to. I think everybody just assumes a Pikmin game, but maybe this is like another film or something that we're gonna see on TV. Maybe there's something in the works that's like a Pikmin like TV show, or maybe it is just these short films. There's literally so much to speculate about this because the fact that there's humans involved with the Pikmin potentially running around, that's different than anything we've seen. It would definitely add a new element. I mean, could you imagine being in like the backyard and then somebody fires up their lawnmower? Just see them walking around and you're trying to avoid getting stepped on. Maybe the humans end up seeing Pikmin as bugs, and then you've got to avoid getting squished because they're trying to smash you. You're not just doing the Honey I Shrunk the Kids thing where you're just trying to avoid it because they're unintentionally trying to step on you. So many questions. So many questions. And I mean, this is fun. This is fun. I love the fact that we're seeing Nintendo do something like this, that it's like, this is a bit off the wall. We haven't really seen anything like this in uh, forever or ever. And it just seems like it's a very Nintendo thing for them to do. I jokingly put that Emio is back, right? And it could not be any less likely to be Emio. It's just it's very strange. The art style, the lack of any Nintendo IP, no information, just this short film about a baby taking its first steps, and something leading it to do that. It's just very, very, very strange. So we're just gonna have to wait and see once we get more information from Nintendo. That is gonna do it for today's episode. Remember, if you have a you want me to use a different game for B-roll, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think about this video. Too close. It so strange. So strange. I want to hear your thoughts, or I'm sorry, not too close, close to you. Let me know what you think about this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. But remember, you got to play it loud.